Hello, everybody, and welcome to Unscripted Conversations with Dr. T, aka Dr. Tina. This is a spinoff of the Tina Ramsay Show. Now, this is a different cup of tea or a cup of coffee or whatever you want to call it. It is not the traditional Tina Ramsay Show because it's not the Tina Ramsay Show. It's Unscripted Conversations. So what exactly is Unscripted Conversations with Dr. T? It is where it's a no holds bar. We are letting our hair down. We having raw, real, trending, and transparent conversation. I'm gonna give you a little disclaimer. If you are sensitive, if you do not want to hear the real, the raw, and the true, or my truth, then this is not the podcast for you. This is for people that are open-minded. This is for people who just want to have that real conversation. I always say this. We may agree to disagree, but we will keep it respectful. Can I get a hallelujah in the back of the room? Listen, I am going to be talking about random topics. I kind of jump around from topic to topic. Sometimes we're going to stay on topic, and sometimes we don't, because that is the beauty of unscripted conversations. It's basically thoughts, random thoughts, different things that I see on social media, or maybe some experiences, or maybe I'm moved to speak about a certain thing, right? Like today, I'm moved to speak about this because I was actually having a conversation with someone, multiple people, and this seems to be the topic of discussion. Now, we didn't mention no names, but in these conversations, because I feel like if you start mentioning people's names, then that person need to be in the room and have the conversation too. I don't want to hear nobody's back end conversation, and they're not a part of the conversation if their name coming up, because I'm like, I don't want to hear it. If you got a problem with that person, then how about this? You need to talk to them, not me, because I'm not going to be a third party in this. But the topic of discussion, and I had to grow and mature to that, okay? Because, listen, people will leave you holding the bag. Be like, I was just there listening. I didn't say a word, but you were there. So for me, I just don't entertain those kind of conversations, especially when other people's names are being brought up. And when I see that conversation going left, I'll be like, I got to go. And I will give you just a little rule of thumb. If you're going to be bringing up people and you got a problem with someone, as in, you need to talk to that person, not me, not someone else. You need to talk to the source, okay? Especially if that person or relationship is of some value to you. You need to go and work that out. And you cannot work that out speaking to someone else about it when they're not even a part of the situation, or like my dad would say sometimes, the situation. Okay, so the topic of discussion that I felt moved to talk about on today is when you are done wrong, because so many people, and myself, and I have experienced this, and I don't know anyone that have never experienced feeling like they have been done wrong, whether it's in a relationship, friendship, business, or personal, or maybe it's a combination of all of those things. And so I know that over time I had to learn to mature to this, because when you feel like you have been done wrong, and I'm one of those personalities that when I'm your friend, I'm your friend. I mean, I'm down, okay? Even if someone else has something to say about you that may be negative, I'm going to take up for you because you're my friend. And I'm not going to necessarily take what someone else says about you and then change my perspective about you based upon their experience with you, because my experience is totally different from their experience. I believe that every situation should have, because every relationship is different. So maybe me and your relationship is great, but maybe your relationship with someone else is not great, and vice versa. I believe that every situation calls for different attention. And so I don't take what someone else says, I take it with a grain of salt. Be like, well, that person has not shown themselves to be like that to me. So, I don't know. Anyway, so we're going to talk about this topic, when you are done wrong. And I know throughout my life, on different situations, not all the time, but in certain instances, I have experienced that in friendship, relationship, business, and just personal, right? And that personal can be relationships or whatever like that. And I remember at first, it used to when someone did me wrong, especially when I felt like I didn't do anything, right? I just didn't understand what happened. It was a breakdown of communication, or maybe whatever the case may be. And I felt like, why would they do that to me? I have been there for them, yada, yada, yada. I have done this, that, and the third. And in some cases, they have done some things too. But I'm like, I don't understand why you're going to do me wrong now. Really? You going to do your girl wrong? As I grew, as I matured, and as I experienced different things in my life over a period of time, I have come to the realization and a hard, harsh reality. People, whether it's relationships, whether it's business, whether it's personal, whether it's friendship, a person, an entity, a business entity, a business relationship, they cannot go no further than you allow them to go. And the hardest reality for me was when everybody get these inclinations. Your body gives you signals. You get these feelings where you kind of feel when things are not right. Because things just don't all of a sudden turn bad. You get little, I would call little red flags throughout the situation before it blows up into something that you have to just walk away from, right? But we choose to ignore it. I know for me, I see so much potential in so many people. And so even if someone is showing, back in the past, when someone showed me that, this person is showing me that they're a seasonal person, but I'm giving them lifetime access, right? But I'm like, but they so good at this, and I want to help them do this, and I want to help them do that. And I had to realize, you know what? The reason why I experienced and suffered some of the things that I had to deal with is because when I got those red flags and signals, I made a choice to stay in the relationship. Now, can I blame the person for what they did and did me wrong and yada yada? Yeah, I can. But is it really valid? When I start understanding and building and just being totally 100 with myself, I realized that I couldn't put all the blame on them. Someone did you wrong, right? Maybe you did a whole lot of different things for them, and then you came and you asked them to do something for you and they didn't do it. And you felt like, wow, I never asked you for anything, but I've been always helping you, and now you're not helping me. I just asked you one time, Or maybe they just didn't show up for you, and you always show up for them. And that can be personal, business, or friendship. Whatever it was, once a person shows you who they are, like Mahalia Jackson says, or Maya Angelou, not Mahalia Jackson. I'm thinking about the song that she sung in Imitation of Life. I'm talking about Maya Angelou. When a person shows you who they are, believe them. You're not going to change who a person is at their core. No matter how much potential you see, no matter how many good things that you see with them, if you cannot overlook some of the things that you don't like, within their personality, because all of us have personalities, personality flaws, personality benefits. You can't overlook those flaws, then you need to walk away, because it's going to make for a very miserable business partnership, a very miserable relationship, whether it is romantic or platonic. And I had to learn that, and I had to stop getting angry and upset with people, right? You know why? Because they only can do as much as you allow them to do. They only can have as much access as you allow them to have access. They didn't ask you to go all the way around the sun and the moon and the stars for them, because you believe in them and because your friend processes of how you operate in being a friend, being a business partner, being in a relationship, how you want to do things, you go over and beyond. I'm that person that just used to go over and beyond, right? But they didn't ask for all that. That's you going in too deep, too fast, too quick. And so I had to learn to set boundaries. I had to learn, when I start seeing those red flags, to slow down, pay attention, because that's indicators that this person, maybe putting them in the wrong category. People are in various different categories, in about 3 different categories. Some people come into your life for a season. Some people come into your life for a lifetime. And what I found is that I got lost in the seasonal people. And trust and believe, seasonal people, just like lifetime people, we all play a role in this thing called life. And if you're a seasonal person, that don't make you a bad person necessarily. It's just that you handle seasonal individuals or seasonal opportunities as such. It's seasonal, which means it has a time limit. Whereas lifetime, of course, is the longevity, long span of your life, right? Whether it's ups, downs, twists, and turns, this person, this business relationship, this personal relationship is going to stand the test of time. And one way to kind of know whether or not a person is lifetime is not by judging it or categorizing it by when things are going great. It's when things start going bad. How do you work through problems, situation? Because in any relationship, whether it's business or personal, or friendships, it's going to come a time where you're going to disagree, and you're going to disagree bad. And it is those moments that will test a true friendship, that will test a true relationship, that will test a business partnership. And usually, if it's a seasonal person or a seasonal opportunity or a seasonal partnership that you thought was going to be a lifetime, it can be something, a disagreement that you just can't get over. And no matter what you try to do, it just can't be fixed. That's seasonal. And I had to understand and had to learn to adjust to the fact that everybody is not in your life forever. And seasonal can mean for a short period of time, or it can mean for a couple of years. Okay? Because seasonal just don't mean a month or so. It can vary between person to person. You can be with a person for a couple of years, or you can be with someone for a month, 2 weeks. I mean, business partnerships, personal relationships, and everything around that situation. And so I had to pretty much learn to allow the relationship to bloom and blossom and show itself for what it truly is, no matter what my thoughts or reservations or whether I had reservations or not. Once it identifies itself as a seasonal person or a lifetime person, then I act accordingly. And you will know. It's not a blueprint that I can pretty much give you, but you will know because we have this great inclination on the inside of what to do, what not to do in certain things. And for me, after you have been done wronged, multiple times, and you just see that it's a pattern, then that's an indicator that it's something that you need to work out within yourself. Why do you feel wronged? Why is this consistently happening to you? What are you not doing, or what kind of energy that you're putting out that will make someone think that they can even try you? Okay, let's just be totally honest and 100% transparent, because I'm a very kind person by nature. Love to smile. I'm a people person to the extent that I want to see people win, right? And sometimes for different type of personalities, they look at that as a opportunity to use and mishandle someone, right? But one thing I have learned, you do not ever want to do a person that's generally good-hearted, that generally is a giver, do them and treat them so terribly that they stop being so nice and kind to you. And of course, it happens, okay? Because you start developing this thick skin. And so for me, through my life experiences, I start developing I have pretty much a tough skin on certain stuff. I still love and still help a lot of different people, but I do have boundaries now. And I realized the reason why I felt mishandled and used so much is because I did not have my boundaries in place. Like I said, it's not 100% their fault from taking it to the extreme. It's you play a part in it. I play a part in it, because people cannot do to you more than you allow them to. And I did not have boundaries in the beginning. It was just, hey, I'm here to help. Yes. Oh, I can help you that. Yes, I know that information. Let me help you. Oh, yeah. Even though this is something that I charge for, I'm going to help you. And then you get upset. Okay? But you did it to yourself. I did it to myself. Because when you go into other business or personal things, people set those boundaries off the cup, right? And so I had to learn for my self-care, my self-well-being, to set healthy boundaries. And when you set healthy boundaries and then you have these open, transparent conversations, everyone knows where you stand. No one is left to guess. How does she feel about that? How will she do this? Because it's open, it's on the plate. You already know. You choose to do or you choose not to do, but it's no hard feelings in the interim because you already knew what you was dealing with, right? Sort of thing. So it took me a minute before I actually matured to that point, and also took accountability for the role that I played with allowing certain things to happen, and then get upset at the person when the person could only do but so much. Even if they did something that was out of cuff or out of character, right? You have to speak up. If the relationship matters to you, speak up. You set those boundaries, okay? Healthy boundaries. And so when you feel like you've been done wrong, I want you to really go back and look at the whole situation for what it truly is. What you did, what you didn't do, what they did, what they didn't do, what you feel they did wrong, how do you feel how did you allow yourself to be in that situation? And is it really that you've been done wrong? Or is it just a misinformation, miscommunication? Because sometimes we can feel like we've been done wrong, but the other party don't even realize what's going on. And when you have that big girl, big guy conversation, they're like, I didn't know you felt that way. let's work on this. And then you have some people say, I don't care. And then you pretty much know what to do with that relationship. So for me, I had to mature to this and also take accountability and also understand healthy boundaries, which I didn't have any before, and I have them now in place. You also have to set limits. You also have to figure out what works for you, what don't work for you. And if it's in a relationships situation, and this is, mind you, this is just my personal feelings. This is just my personal experience on the matter. Of course, you may feel a different type of way. You may not agree with the way that I approach it. And that's perfectly okay, because this is the type of conversations that we're having, unscripted conversations, right? We may agree to disagree, but we're going to keep it respectful. I may not agree with how you feel about it, just like you may not agree how I feel about it. But due to my personal experiences, this is my solution to my problem or my challenge that I had with this. And so anytime that I feel those emotions in any type of relationship, whether it's business or personal, I go back and analyze the entire situation. And I also, pretty much I hold myself accountable for what I played in it. Because like I said before, a person, a business, a group, or whatever, they cannot go any farther than you allow them to. And once, I took the accountability to that, and then I adjusted. I adjusted. And I said, okay, note to self, when this happens again, this is my great indicator that this just not gonna work for me. And it's okay. It's totally okay. So on this conversation, an unscripted conversation with Dr. T, this raw, real, trending or transparent conversation, what we're talking about, the topic of discussion today was when you are done wrong, honey, in relationship, friendships, business partnerships, personal, whatever the case may be. It's all dealing with people. How do you handle it? What are your feelings? Do you have healthy boundaries? What are you going to do different since after you listening to this podcast? What you going to do different? And if you are the person that's on the other end that you have done someone else wrong and they matter to you, how are you going to make it better? Okay? How are you going to be at peace with it? And vice versa. On this note, you guys have a great, amazing rest of your day. And for those of you, I want to talk to the ladies because we got to give our sponsor episode. Okay, we want to give a shout out to CTR Media Network, the place to be for content creators and podcasters who are truly making a positive impact in the world, that want to share your mission and your purpose with our audience that reaches 350 million households worldwide via Roku TV, podcasting, radio, magazines, online 24/7 television, and so much more. If you are a business or entrepreneur or author, coach, and you looking for a platform to share what you do, then come on over to CTR Media Network. If you are a podcaster and you would like to join our thriving network, then come on over to CTR Media Network and select the membership option that best suits you. Yes, we have basic, intermediate, and premium packages that is sure to fit anyone's budget. Check us out today at ctrmedianetwork.com. And before we go, I have another sponsor ad to actually say. So, ladies, are you cramping? Do you feel a little unclean? Would you like to use something that will balance or may possibly balance your hormones? And do you want to have a more pleasant experience during your monthly cycle? If you say yes, yes, and yes to all of those questions that I just asked you, then this may be a viable option for you to try our all-natural sanitary napkins that has no chemicals. Did you know that a lot of the issues that we have down below is from the products that we use every single day? One of which is our feminine hygiene products. They have a lot of chemicals and bleach that can be harmful to our skin, that can cause to throw off our hormones and cause us to have unpleasant odor because of all the toxins. But if you can get rid of the chemical-based sanitary napkins, then, and also have something that has an amazing strip in it that actually helps to do so many different things for us. If you would like to know more about what I am talking about, I encourage you to go to ctrmedianetwork.com, click the store tab, and scroll down to female wellness. But if you want to go directly to it right now, I want you to type tina.jewelpads.com. That's tina.jewel, that's JEWEL, pads.com. And they will mail it to you on their handy dandy subscription. And you will never have to go and make that walk of shame going to the store and everybody know your business again, because you will have your stuff mailed in a very concealed package that only you know what's in your pack. Okay, so I absolutely love it. My daughter and I, so check it out today. And we also have some other amazing products. I am going to also share with you a little bit later if you want to build your legacy with real viable resources, natural resources. I'm bringing some experts, and just check out our CTR Media Network store, and you will see all of the products that we have available, from inspirational notebooks to investment opportunities to classes, joining CTR Media Network, purchasing our books and magazines, and advertisement slots, commercial slots, and so much more. So check us out today. CTR has everything coming your way. Go to ctrmedianetwork.com. All right, you guys, this has been Unscripted Conversations. I want you to do better. I want you to do better, not you know better with these relationships. I don't want you to take so long like it did for me to be able to get this revelation of how to deal with and how to handle and how to maintain healthy relationships. And you have to also know that it's okay to let go. Make sure that you set those healthy boundaries, and also understand that everybody is just not a long-term opportunity. So weigh it accordingly. Some people are seasonal, some people are lifetime. Trust and believe, due to their actions and how everything goes down will determine what category you put them in. And once you know where they belong, don't try to go against it. Seasonal people have their place in our life, just like lifetime. It's no shade. It just is what it is. Have a great, amazing rest of your day. This has been Unscripted Conversations with Dr. T. I'll see you guys on the next episode.